This is your 420 Radio News for Friday, May 23rd, 2014. I'm Russ Belville. Missouri has become the 19th state to decriminalize personal marijuana possession. Senate Bill 491, a proposal that greatly alters Missouri's criminal code, including decriminalizing the possession of up to 10 grams of cannabis, has become law without Governor Jay Nixon's signature. The state's legislature approved the measure with a 169-17 vote. Under current Missouri law, the possession of any amount of cannabis can net someone a prison sentence of up to a year. Under Senate Bill 491, the charge for possessing up to 10 grams of cannabis would be reduced to a simple fine rather than an arrestable misdemeanor. Charges involving cannabis cultivation and distribution would also be reduced. The measure includes several other reforms as well, including removing a mandate that finds someone convicted for the third time on a drug felony charge automatically denied probation and parole. Unfortunately, the proposal doesn't go into full effect until January of 2017. FBI Director James Comey wants to make clear that the Bureau still maintains a ban on hiring any agents who admit to smoking marijuana in the past 3 years. Comey generated a buzz among marijuana reformers on the subject of FBI hiring of talented computer hackers to combat cyber terrorism. Quote, "One of the challenges we face is getting a good workforce," Comey mentioned at a recent conference, at the same time that young people's attitudes and our state's attitudes about marijuana are leading more and more of them to try it. I have to hire a great workforce to compete with those cyber criminals, and some of those kids want to smoke weed on the way to the interview." End quote. Alabama Senator Jeff Sessions chided Comey at a congressional oversight hearing, saying the FBI director's remarks, quote, "could be interpreted as one more example of leadership in America dismissing the seriousness of marijuana use. That could undermine our ability to convince young people to not go down a dangerous path." End quote. New York Senator Dianne Savino's move to further restrict a medical marijuana bill has gotten it past its first Senate committee in a 9-8 vote. Senator Savino said her bill, quote, "would create the tightest, most regulated program in the nation," end quote, describing how her colleagues complained that, quote, "we don't want this to be California," end quote. Senator Savino explained, quote, "In California, physicians often have far too much latitude about who should and shouldn't be listed as a marijuana patient," end quote, necessitating the strict list of 20 qualifying conditions that include typical medical marijuana state conditions such as cancer and AIDS, but forbids pain, nausea, non-rheumatoid arthritis, and glaucoma. Under the current bill, patients would not be allowed to cultivate their own plants, which would make New York the 12th medical marijuana state in a row since 2010 to forbid home grow to all patients. The Senate Republicans prefer language that forbid any smoking of marijuana, but Senator Savino's bill only bans smoked marijuana for patients under age 21. Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper has signed into law a bill requiring the legislature to design regulations that make THC-infused edible products to be readily identifiable as such, even when out of the packaging. The law comes in response to rising numbers of children admitted to hospitals for accidental ingestion of marijuana products that come in forms like cookies, gummy bears, and chocolate bars. In the 8 years from 2005 to 2013, 8 children total had been admitted to ERs. In 2013, 8 children were admitted in that year alone, and in 2014, already 9 children have succumbed to accidental THC ingestion. The Denver Post reports that, quote, "lawmakers suggested the products might all contain a unique stamp or be made in a particular shape or color," end quote. While it seems beyond obvious that a big green pot leaf stamp and edibles shaped like pot leaves would do the trick, politicians in Washington state nixed a plan that would have labeled all infused products with a pot leaf and state outline icon for fear it would be interpreted as state endorsement of marijuana use. New York State voters back medical marijuana by a 83% to 15% margin, according to the latest Quinnipiac University poll. Support for recreational marijuana received a slim majority of 51% to 44%, with women's support lagging behind men's by 7 points at 50%. As usual, young people and Democrats support legalization at 62% each, while Republicans and older people oppose legalization at 69% and 52% respectively. 60% of New Yorkers also believe that alcohol is more harmful to a person's health than marijuana. This has been your 420 Radio News for Friday, May 23rd, 2014. I'm Russ Belville. Transcripts of 420 Radio News are available at our website at 420radio.org/shows/420. When we come back, we'll go behind the headlines and take a look at why regulate marijuana like alcohol doesn't mean home use only. You're listening to The Russ Belville Show on 420radio.org. We'll be right back.